Welcome to my teeny tiny talk show. What's that? Oh, I need to lean closer? Today we are going to be talking about House of Cards Season 4 and how it is home to the baddest bitches on TV. Also, I wore my presidential dress today, so I thought that would be a good fit. Let's just do a little rewind. Spoiler alert, just make sure you're all caught up. Boop, boop. Okay, good. First Lady Claire Underwood, at the end of last season, she was like, "See you bitches, I'm leaving you, you're the worst." So we're on the scene in this season. She wants to go into politics for herself. She's like, "I'm going down to Texas to my pony farm and I'm gonna plot my revenge down there." And then Frank Underwood, her husband, is like, "Oh shit." And so what he does, he goes in and goes and talks to the two incumbent Congress people there, and he throws his weight behind those bitches instead of his wife. Then he goes to the State of the Union address and he's like, "Guess what, y'all? I want to throw my weight behind Senator Doris Jones, or not Senator, Congresswoman Doris Jones and her daughter. They're gonna be the chicest, the daintiest." Then, okay, this is the first great part of the season with Claire Underwood. It just constantly cuts to her and she's like, you can just see the tiny little glimmer of rage in her eye. Cuts back to him, he's like, this little smirky face, cuts back to her, she's like, then she starts to scheme and she's like, "Guess what? I'm not gonna be a congresswoman in Texas. I can be a part of your campaign, or I can end it. I'm gonna run with my husband and be his running mate." And I was like, oh shit. And I was losing my mind. The season gets whole set up for their craziness. What's happening? There's all sorts of other baller moves she pulls. I'm gonna hire Neve Campbell to be my attack dog. She's wears chic suits, makes a lot of money or whatever, which we'll get to later. She's like, "Oh, guess what, Frank? I'm gonna threaten you with a divorce. I'm not gonna send it an email. I'm not gonna send a carrier pigeon. I'm just gonna VVVVV casually get my highly paid attack dog campaign manager to fly from Texas to Washington with a handwritten note with the statement that she would release to the press being like, lol JK, we're not married anymore. Here's her note." She also then bribes this other sassy politician played by Molly Parker, who's been having a mad hot affair with this V-chic, V-dainty, no, V-chic, not super dainty, manly, this manly Remy Danton. And Molly Parker's like, wah, why are you using this against me? Claire's just like, "You can't fault me for your sloppiness." And that's Claire Underwood. That's all I have to say about her. On to the next from House of Cards. So remember the congresswoman I was talking about earlier from Texas, Doris Jones? She's played by Cicely Tyson, who's this bad old lady. She literally is 91 years old and still holding it down as a congresswoman on this show. After Frank Underwood pulled that little stunt at the State of the Union address, she's in the bathroom and she's putting on her lipstick and talking to Claire, and she's like, "If my husband had pulled that on me, he would have been kicked to the curb a long time ago." Oh snap, Cicely Tyson. Newly on the series this season is Canadian Neve Campbell, the Scream Beauty. She is also playing this super boss. Oh wait, I'm supposed to cut down on the It's V difficult to not say the word on this segment. A very boss lady. She's super crazy, and also one of the best scenes is when they're sitting on Air Force One. Claire says, "Let's get serious about this campaign and do it this year." Neve Campbell just sits there and she's like, "Then we need to have a very serious talk about my compensation." It's just amazing to hear this woman just be like, "No, I need to be paid more." Also new on this season is Burstyn playing Claire Underwood's mother, who's a total force to be reckoned with. First of all, Frank gives Claire a pair of old earrings that belong to his mother, 2-carat diamonds. Burstyn steals them from her daughter. She's like, "You want me to give money to your campaign? I thought I'd get myself a little treat." Oh snap. Michael snapping gesture. This okay, thank you. Okay, good. There's also Molly Parker is back on the show, as well as Jackie Sharp. She's just having that sick affair, as previously mentioned, with Remy Danton. They keep having sassy meetings in hotels. And after they sort of talk about business, she's like, "Daddy still needs a taste." She's about to take off his pants and get that D. It's also really nice to see her as a sexually empowered woman on this show. 2 thumbs up for Molly Parker. What do you think, James Spader? The one thing I want to give another final shout out to House of Cards for, there's a lot of roles that could be dudes, dudes, but instead they filled it with all these women. Secretary of State is a woman. The person that Frank Underwood is running against, a woman general, who is the person who often does a lot of the speaking. You think it's oh, it's a very male show. Kevin Spacey is super macho and doing man machinations, but really honestly this show has the strongest cast of female characters virtually on TV. That's why I think that everyone should be deaf watching House of Cards Season 4. It's really exciting to see all these women really just being so tough, so strong, so boss. I love it. I love House of Cards. They're mean on it. I'm also mean. No, you're not mean. You're good on the inside. No, I'm mean. It's